Wahoos is kind of a funny story. Is around 1985, 6, and all this time frame, everybody's talking about traditional restaurant concepts and the new wave, right? And my brother, who at the time was a big immigration attorney, one of his other friends, Michael, and another friend, Andrew, they were talking about what is changing, right? Because this is way too much work. You rely on a chef, which basically always holds you hostage, right? So it was all about the chef, right? And he goes, how do we change it to be more about just simple? And they realized that in the Chinese restaurant, out of 100 items on the menu, 10 items is what everybody bought, right? Nobody buys shredded this and shredded that. They just want the sliced or diced, and so the kung pao chicken, the sweet and sour, and so they streamlined the menu. They were talking about creating the first what I call Chinese fast food in America. Was in Irvine, started a chain called Wok Man, W-O-K, man. And he had a line out the door. And he had another restaurant in Costa Mesa called the Mandarin Gourmet, which is phenomenally successful. Andrew had a very established full-service restaurant in Pasadena called the Panda Inn. He turned that into Panda Express. So by the time it came to us, my brother like, hey, I don't want to give up my law practice. Why don't you guys do something? And I'm like, you know what? We're already the only Chinese family in Newport Beach. The last thing we need to do is open another, Chinese restaurant. So anyway, the opportunity for us to be the third of the Chinese clan, my brother, who's an attorney at the time, said, I'm not giving up my practice. I was working in corporate America. I'm like, dude, thank you, but no thank you, right? And my kid brothers were like, yeah, we love Chinese food, but we don't want to do this as well. So my dad kind of hummed and hawed a little bit longer. And then my dad says, well, I'm getting ready to retire. I've had enough of this. I'm getting up into my ages. So what do I want to do? And he goes, well, we have a different idea. So my brothers and I talked about what we like to do. So we said, okay, we've seen what Panda's done in Chinese food. Nobody's doing it in the Mexican food space. And I went to San Diego State, love fish tacos. My brothers used to come down and visit me. We go surfing and we have fish tacos. Like, we always talked about, hey, what made my parents successful being the only Chinese food in the land of Newport? Well, why open another Chinese restaurant when there's already all these other guys starting? Let's do something new. So we brainstormed an idea, goes, hey, why don't we do something that nobody else is doing? Fish tacos in Orange County. We had all of our friends in the surf industry, was we can theme it, because we also looked around and goes, the Hard Rock Cafe started, so now you have this whole new wave of restaurants where it's themed. It's more about entertainment. It's not so much about the food. I'm like, So if we can put all of these pieces together, we may have something. But we had no idea if it would work or it wouldn't. And my parents, luckily, were behind us as well. You guys basically know the ins and outs of a restaurant. Even though you've never owned and operated one from open to start, you kind of know your way around. So me, Mingo, and Ed said, okay, let's give it a shot. I was already out, so I'm like, I got nothing to lose. Ed was getting out of college. He goes, what am I going to do? He goes, well, corporate America is not really that much fun. Mingo was still in school, but he said, hey, you know what? I'll do the paperwork while you guys do the front of the house. I can do that on the nights and weekends. So that's really bootstrap, $30,000 from this guy, and we opened the first one in Costa Mesa.
Nice. Is the one on Bristol?
The one on Placentia Avenue is the first location.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this 85 or 86?
88.
88.
Yeah.